Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sethly or Slick here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Today we're going to be going over the top 5 Mirage buff concepts. So if you guys didn't see my video from a few days ago, a Respawn developer actually did announce or comment on a subreddit of Apex Legends for the 1.1.1 patch notes. He did say and hint towards some Mirage buffs as well as a Lifeline and Wraith nerf. Sadly, I don't really think Lifeline or Wraith should be nerfed or changed at all, but I do think a change or some changes to Mirage would be cool. I'll make sure to show on screen exactly what he said. He said, in the short term, we are definitely open to tuning value level changes, things like invisibility opaqueness, invisibility length, ability cooldowns, decoy health, etc. He definitely could use a little nudge upwards. And then he said, in the shorter term, he's likely to get tuning buffs, but Mirage is unlikely to get any sort of major rework. So I definitely wanted to make a video because on that video I posted about this Reddit post from a Respawn dev, I got a lot of comments about Mirage mains and just from people who play the game about some of their concepts for buffs for Mirage's abilities. So let's go ahead and get right into that. First off, we do have number 5. It's from a comment on my video. He said, what if Mirage's ulti illusions run and move, or even copy the movement of the character instead of going invisible? If Mirage were to fire his gun, his illusions do the same. Now, personally, I think this is a pretty simple, good idea and a good tuning buff for his ultimate. I don't really think the invisibility is useful at all. Personally, every time I see Mirage use his ultimate, I can always see his cloak running away and I can shoot at him and he's just running away thinking he is invisible, but I can clearly see him. So I do think it'd be cool if actually his clones were to copy his movements and run in different directions. Now let's get on to the number 4 concept. This is from a Reddit post. He made a full concept for changes to his ultimate, his tactical, and his passive. So for the ultimate, he said they should remove the invisibility and make all the decoys do different types of actions like running, sliding, jumping, crouching, standing still, which I definitely think would be pretty cool because you can make some pretty good outplays and 200 IQ plays against people, pretending to stand still, pretending like you're a clone, as well as just moving around like your other clones would be doing. And then he said for the tactical ability, they should give it 2 to 3 charges with a slightly longer cooldown per charge, between 2 to 5 seconds. Also allow Mirage to charge his tactical to make 2 to 3 decoys at once. To me, this is a major buff, and I don't really think they will do that, but I do think it would be very good if he had the ability to actually charge up his tactical so he could have 2 to 3 decoys available at any time, just like Bangalore's smoke. And then he said he doesn't really know what they should do with the passive. Pretty much if they were to do anything, it would be an improvement. His passive is pretty useless. He said maybe if an enemy shoots a clone, it causes a visual effect that distorts their screen or something like that. I definitely think this concept is a good one, especially the one about the tactical where you could actually have multiple clones after a long period of time and then be able to use it like Bangalore's smoke. Let's get on to the third concept, which is another Reddit post. Somebody said, I say get rid of the cloaking during the ultimate because you instantly know none of them are him. As soon as you see 3 Mirages, have his ultimate cause a brief visual distortion of some kind while a number of Mirages step out of it in different directions. Now I assume what he means by this brief visual distortion is something like a Wraith portal that probably disappears right as his clones pop out, and then one of the Mirages that steps out of the visual distortion would be the real one, and the rest would be decoys, and they would randomly select from a set of behaviors to cause confusion about which is the real Mirage. Is he the one standing still? Is he the one sprinting away? Is he the one strafing, jumping back and forth? Stuff like that the clones could actually pick randomly, and then it would confuse the enemy because all of these clones are doing different types of movements, which I think is an amazing idea, something that they definitely could add to the game to have a slight buff for Mirage and make him a lot more useful. Let's get on to the concept number 2. He said the clones or decoys should have health and hit markers, and they will have the type of armor you have, but it will deplete only after like 25 damage. So if people were to shoot at your clone, they wouldn't know instantly that it is a clone, and they would see some hit markers, but then after a little bit, a few shots doing 25 damage, they would actually be able to obviously tell that it is a clone. He also says he thinks that with the ultimate, you should be nearly twice as opaque. Obviously not completely invisible because that would be much too OP, and I do agree with him. He also says that the tactical ability should have the decoys be able to jump and slide when needed to make it look more realistic, as well as if you were to use his tactical, you can point it at a crate and he would actually make a movement or looting animation with your clone, so it looks a lot more realistic, as well as a possibility to do that with death boxes as well. It'd be pretty cool to bait out some enemies, think you're looting up, and then be able to actually flank them. Now, I do think this is an amazing concept, which is why I put it at number 2. Now, let's get on to the number 1 concept for a buff for Mirage. Somebody said Mirage should get a 20% speed buff when cloaked with his ult, and when he is knocked down, he should spawn 3 holograms that are down and crawling forward in 3 directions. Now, personally, I put this in number 1 just because the Respawn developers said in the Reddit post that it wouldn't be a huge change, like a completely new ability, but some slight tuning buffs, which I do think having plus 20% speed when cloaked during your ultimate, I think that would be a lot better and just make it a little bit better. And then for the passive, which I think is the most useless ability in the game, it would actually be a lot more useful if the passive spawned 3 different holograms while you are downed and having them move around, so people couldn't instantly thirst you like a lot of people do. So I do think that's why this one definitely could be the type of concept that would be added for Mirage. If you guys are a Mirage main or you play Mirage a lot, make sure to let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell to be updated every single day on all things Apex Legends. It's been your boy Sethly, and I'm out.